to the pizza shop.
Yeah, with Tony Ferguson.
He took an L to
Yeah.
Tony in the pizza competition at Tour de Pizza. But you know what my takeaway from that day was, Randy, was I remember you hadn't started your weight cut yet.
Yeah.
You were still sitting around 225.
Yeah.
And you learned about the pizza diet. And at one point you turned around to me and you're like, there's no way you eat nothing but pizza, bro.
Yeah.
How do you look like that?
Yeah.
And so that's it, man.
The pizza diet.
10 years later, here we are.
Okay, before I was really interrupted, back to back to what I was saying. So on Radio Row, I used to try to get Chuck Liddell, and nobody cared, in the early days. And I told Dana this yesterday. I love now that my favorite sport, the fighters are walking around and they're like, "Hey, will you do the show? Hey, can you do the show? Hey, I know who you are." To me, that's cool. What's that like for you?
It's so. I tell you what, it's a breath of fresh air. I'll tell you that because, being an athlete of mixed martial artists, you never know, like in these, the top 4 sports, if they're gonna know who you are, just to the layman media guy. So you kind of like walk around like, okay, I wonder if anybody's gonna say anything. But it's good to see the response, and it really shows the growth of mixed martial arts. It's showing it's growing in such a way that not only is it getting the eyeballs, but it's getting the respect. So that's what I really like.
Like I said, I don't talk NFL with this, and I don't talk boxing. When I'm in the Buccaneer locker room, locker room, it's clubhouse in baseball, we're talking MMA. We're talking UFC, which I love, and that's how back in the day when people didn't like it, it kind of started to branch out. Alex Kappa, we were just talking about with the Cincinnati Bengals. That's all we talk is MMA.
Yeah.
When I tell them, he's like, "Oh my God, I got to come," and he lives here in Phoenix. To me, that's cool. That's almost making it. The UFC and MMA continues to grow. I think there's still plenty of room to grow. I think they will be top 4.
Yeah, I agree too. I think that where the UFC is going, and just for me, it was a sign of us being a top 4 sport when we came back from the pandemic. The first to come back from the pandemic, the first to kind of lead the charge of how to come back from the pandemic and what steps to take, and pretty much devising a protocol that all these sports that then followed afterward kind of started to do. So it showed the fact that we got leadership ability in the highest places that make the right calls to continue to grow the sport.
So I know, bare knuckle boxing's emerged, and it kind of was the next thing that was reminiscent of the barbaric. How can this be sanctioned? How can this be okay? And now, professional slap boxing is the next wave. And obviously from a financial standpoint, it extends fighters' careers and gives guys that have a big fan base, a Chuck Liddell or things with huge names and presence, a chance to still compete, still do something competitive. Would you ever do it? Would you ever consider being a former champ?
Hell no. No way. Because look, I mean, I give those guys so much credit because to get slapped in your face, just to let somebody have an open shot on you, it takes some moxie, it takes some gall, it takes some things that I don't think I have right now, and taking brain damage for free like that, I mean, you're gonna get brain damage, you know what I'm saying? Like you're like the way that these guys, oh man, forget about it. No way.
The no defense thing is the thing for me.
That's the thing. That's what gets me about it. Like the no defense thing is like, give me a fighting chance. Let me get my hands up, and we'll see who gets to land a hit first.
And you get a penalty if you flinch.
Right. Right. Yeah.
As kids, we used to always slap. It's like, let's have a slap contest.
Yeah.
You go first. Whoever hits softest, you go first. You've heard this, right?
Yeah.
So it's you go first, and you tap, and then you haul off and slap. Well, I lose.
Yeah.
Have you ever had the time to sit back and look at your career, look where you came from, what you did, what you accomplished?
I have, now that I've on the second half of my life, now I can look back and kind of look at it with different eyes, because when I'm so into it, it was hard for me to really see it, for what it was because I'm so into it, I was too close to the screen. But once I've gotten this time to reflect, once I got a chance to get perspective in different ways, I'm able to go back and look at my career and just kind of enjoy it, enjoy the ups and enjoy the downs, and just, enjoy it in its totality and be like, damn, I really did that, and be happy about it.
A lot of times when athletes retire or move on to their next stage, they lose themselves, they lose their body. You look good. I mean,
Thank you.
you look like you're 18 years old, and you probably could get back in there and fight. What are you doing? What are you doing right?
I'm just, being very conscious about what I put into my body. Everything that I eat, and just everything that I ingest. From visually speaking to, every single thing, audio, all of it. It's just I watch what I put into my body, and I just kind of been, on this path of just, better health. But I've been, diving into functional mushrooms, into, trying to just live a healthier life, because when I was getting ready to just retire, I went through that scary point where I was like, man, I don't know if my body's going to hold out, because I was supposed to fight in New York against Tim Kennedy, but I didn't get a license because they found something on my MRI, a brain on the brain scan, and it was talking about like I had some kind of damage to the frontal lobe of my brain, so I didn't get a license. But upon getting clear and upon clearing up that situation, it was determined that it was something that happened before I was fighting. But they told me, I went to go see the guy from concussion. He said, yeah, it was something that you had on the MRI before, but I can't imagine that it's going to get any better if you keep on fighting. It's going to definitely get worse. So when I got close to retiring, I was kind of thinking like, what am I going to do to kind of see if I can rejuvenate anything in my brain, see if I can kind of turn around some of this damage that I did to my body. Because at that age, when I can see myself, when I can see the end, now I started to really, the trauma that I really put on my body starts to really dawn on me, because I know I can't do this forever.
Now, you mentioned functional mushrooms. The old guy here, remember in the 70s, all that kind of stuff. You think differently when you hear the word mushrooms.
Yeah.
The psychedelic, the drug
Yeah.
stuff. Tell me, what is functional mushrooms, and obviously the difference?
Yeah, so functional mushrooms and psychedelic mushrooms are totally two different things. The psychedelic, of course, is the psilocybin. It takes you, on a kind of journey, But with the functional mushroom, it has the same neurological benefits, and it definitely treats certain different parts of your body, like lion's mane for the cognitive function, turkey tail for the gut, reishi for overall health, and cordyceps for the lungs. So it has like this adaptogenic nature to it that gives your body exactly what it needs. So and it's legal, but it has a lot of benefits for your body. Like the neurological aspect is something that I experienced for myself, because having that brain injury, I felt my body start to neurologically be able to pick up where I was before. Like when I first started, like I was able to be sharper about my attacks and being able to see and open it and be able to get to it. Because when I was trailing off to the end of my career, I would try to do a technique and I'll see the opening, but just couldn't get there fast enough. Neurologically, I kind of slowed down a bit. But when I rebooted and did the one-off fight a year ago for Habib's for his organization, Eagle FC. I was using functional mushrooms, and I never felt better during camp.
I mean, you look great.
Thank you.
But that's the thing about the sport now, is where back when it was coming up, nobody really put much thought or effort into it.
You have a chance to win it, right? You have a chance to impress someone like that. I want to go back to
Go out of the way to make this guy feel like
if he still wants to leave,
we did everything we could to each player, and we just made the decision to move on.
Well, and he has to go to the organization that want to keep him. That's going to be a huge commitment for them. The moment they lay that max contract on in the summer, that's when this whole thing, okay, now you can get hurt in this relationship. So I just want to make sure there's some sort of relationship back, right? So you're being celebrated like these people felt. Made them feel, wow, I said it was has he been treated wrong by the Celtics or the Nets? I don't know. I think it's important regardless of any final state. That way, he's got and as discussed, that was the reason why.
So you brought us some things to try, and I said I thought I'd find out about it. So we were talking about the mushrooms. There's mushrooms in this.
Yeah, so it's all about putting mushrooms back into the
It's hospitality crew.
Exactly. Like you're just driving. We were laughing about it. So you're just driving. You get into where you stay at the hotel, wherever you stay, get into the practice facility, get into where you take your like clothes or whatever. Make that transition coming from Brooklyn. You just make things so easy for you. Then all of a sudden you're like, wow, this is now. They had a do care. It makes a difference. These players, they feel that. And you drive around the city, you're sitting in the hotel room, and nobody's talking to them, nobody's telling anything. Take them to the city, show them things. I gotta show them the city a little bit.
So if I like mushrooms, the regular mushrooms in the can, so I would like this thing. I know you got something, but as you're sitting up in the booth and you're doing some stuff that you're doing still with the UFC, do you ever say, I can't?
all the time. All the time. I think I could.
This time around, we do a couple of wrestling pieces for the victories. Rashad, I appreciate it. We're going to get your address. We're going to send you a care package from Rashad, as well as a case of salsa for the loose ones. As always, I love seeing you.